So good evening, good day, good afternoon for everyone. I am thrilled to be here with my good friend Phil Hoare. We have met through LifeVantage, and in our conversations, he disclosed that before being an autoimmune transformation specialist, he was actually a financial planner. And we're always talking about health and science because it's our passion, but we also love the business side of LifeVantage, how to make money with LifeVantage. And he has put up this little presentation that I just fell in love with it, what he showed me, and I think you're going to love it as well. So just very short, why the change from financial planner to LifeVantage and autoimmune specialist?
I love this question. Interesting, because in financial planning, you help a lot of people with the insurances, and they've got to get blood tests done. And so they can say, great, your health is great, you can have this insurance. Now, many people would go, well, their health isn't that good. They either got cholesterol issues going on and certain things happening. And I knew a lot about health stuff in the background. So I'd say, well, you can't get the insurance, or it's going to cost you too much money. Just go do these things on the side and come back in 3 months and I'll let you know. And we go do the bloods again. And then what happened is that their levels started decreasing, their health started getting better. And the best thing, they got the insurance. So I knew what was going on. So it was working hand in hand, and most calls you'd have with clients or appointments, they all talk about health stuff. So I just always was part of the whole journey. So it definitely served me well. And this is why I love it, because if you take health and wealth together, I mean, you've got the perfect storm. So that's really how I look at it.
You want wealth, you want health to enjoy your wealth, but if you don't have wealth, you also don't have health.
Yeah. So they like that. They work well together.
That's correct.
Yeah. So I have done some slides. I'm happy to share them with you. They're
perfect.
Really quite easy.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Let's do that.
So I'm going to just do a quick screen share here, and let's just get this thing on. And where is that
just
button?
To give how our conversation started is when we first joined as LifeVantage distributors, you're making small amounts of money a month, maybe just enough to pay for your product, or, and it goes a little bit up, a little bit down. But so we started thinking we wanted to have a way to explain like the value of something that seems like not very significant, but actually how significant it is, right? So that is why Phil chose this title, What is the Real Value of $500 per month, which is very doable with this company.
Yeah, and I love that you shared that, because the first thing I do when people join up and they'll go, oh, I want to make myself $10,000 a month, I'm going to quit my job and all these things. And let's be honest, that's the long game. The short game, I say, just like you mentioned, let's just pay for your product. If that's going to be $100, let's start there, so they can start getting the wheels turning, and it's believable, and it's easier for them to do that. So always start there. That's generally what I do. But if someone wants to start in the big numbers, they can do. But so you're only making $1,000 a month, and then they say, but that's not such a lot of money. So this is how I basically come to explain exactly what $500 is. So again, disclosures, you can read that quicker than what I can you can see it quicker than what I can read it. Bottom line, this is purely just my opinion, and you're only going to make a certain amount of money in whatever you do with the effort you put in. That's essentially what it comes down to. Okay, so we can't guarantee what you're going to earn. So let's jump into it. Now, before we even go into making $500 a month, let's understand, because everybody talks about royalty income and residual income, and it's a new word, it's a new terminology. So let me give you a basic understanding what it is. And royalty income basically is essentially, you can be a bestseller. You can write an amazing book, like let's think of Harry Potter. That's a one-hit wonder. Not everybody likes to write, but not everybody is going to make all the amazing money through writing the books of Harry Potter, which goes to movies and what have you. So, I mean, that's an amazing, concept, and this lady's made millions. So, or you can be a songwriter. You write an amazing song, not a one-hit wonder. And again, writing an amazing song that's going to be paid for you for many, many years. It's, they go up, they get playlist, and they come down again. So also if you have to be the artist, and if I remember, anything after between 50 and 70 years of you passing as an artist, do you still receive royalties? That's if your song's still getting played, right? Okay, that's a big deal, that. If you want to start a franchise, let's think of a franchise of a well-known food franchise, hamburgers or what have you. Let's say McDonald's, because everybody knows McDonald's. You've got to put a couple of million in there before you even get started. Now that's a lot of money. Not everybody can do that. And a franchise is great because they've got a proven formula. Exactly what we hear with Life Vantage. We've got a formula that works, but that's where network marketing comes in. So that there is also how you can earn royalty income. But if you see the numbers on the side here, you got dollars and time, does not happen over time. It takes a while to build up. Just like with you, if you've gone to go study after school, you've gone to college or varsity or what have you, you're going to do a 4-year degree or 3-year degree or 2 years or 1 year, depending. So that's your schooling, that's your school fees. And you can think of like the same thing here. You're going to be learning along the way, but you're also earning, which is kind of cool. So you're doing both. So you can still do that. And if you see with royalty income, you've got a lot of talent to write a song or write a book. You've got a lot of capital outlay to start a franchise. Network marketing, Life Vantage is a small investment, but we're here to hold your hand and support you along the way. So if you don't understand anything, there's always people out to reach out to help you. So hopefully that gives you an understanding what residual income is or royalty income is. So just to give you an idea, because anybody can do this, but it all depends how much you want to earn. Okay.
And I think it's also very important for people to realize that, you know, even if you go to school to learn a degree, you know, once you enter in a job position, there has to be some sort of training. And that is something that we offer, you know, in network marketing. It's like you have this group of people that are really vested in your success. So we're going to hold your hand, and we also have a plan, which is, you know, it's pretty simple. And so if you're willing to invest a little bit of time and learning a little bit about the industry and how it works and learning a little bit of how we do the business, it's compared to all, you know, all the other things, like, because with the franchise it's the same thing. Like you have to go to corporate and spend I don't know how much time to learn how, you know, how to handle things. So everything has a learning curve, because that's also something that we get a lot is like, oh, you know, I'm not good at selling, I'm not good at selling, I'm not good at selling. But I think everything can be learned. You know, I'm a teacher for dog training, and people come and they know nothing and they leave knowing. So it's just it's what you say, it's what we put in, we get out. But you also have to have that, you know, I'm coachable, I want to learn mentality to be able to be successful, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I speak so fast and you always interrupt me anytime, please do. Okay. Because you're earning while you're learning and you're doing the training, which is so cool, because even as a franchise, like you mentioned, you're going to be learning along the way. But you know what you got behind you is a big fat payment to the bank every single month for that capital outlet that you've gone and got a loan from them as well. So that's another big thing. So that's knocking on the back of your door. So you're stressed out, you're under pressure.
Incentive to learn fast.
Yeah, quickly, yeah. So it's yeah, we're here, you've got a smaller capital outlay and you can do it part-time. And so it's a win-win. So you work hard now, do the work now, and later on it's going to pay you. And this is where I want to show you and share how, you know, what $500 actually is worth to you. So let's take $500 a month, and if we take, that's what you want to earn. Let's say you want to earn $500 a month, because that may help you pay your credit card bill. That may put some food on the table. Of some stories I've heard from many people on calls. I mean, just $500 a month has basically saved their marriage in some instances as well. So I mean, money is a really important thing. Money is like oxygen. If you don't have it, you have a problem. Okay, and so there is a sense that you need it. So if we take $500 a month and we times it by 12, which is 6,000, because that's basically 12 months of the year. And as a financial planner, on average, your net return on investments is about 3% a year. Now, some people may say it's 5% or 10%, what have you, but let's just be conservative and let's say it's 3%. So how do we take that $6,000 and say, what is it actually worth if I had a big capital amount of money in the bank, giving me $6,000 a year, which is actually $500 a month? And essentially, if you take 6,000 and divide it by 3%, it's going to equate to $200,000. So I'm going to let that sink in. That's $200,000. So for me, I go, you know what? I'm earning $500 a month. It's actually like me sitting with $200,000 in the bank. And that's where I look at it like that. So every month that pays me $500. That's going to pay for the credit card payment or the car payment. And the next one could put some extra food on the table. The next one, you could help me basically go take my partner to dinner or something, or buy something special for her. And, you know, do those things you couldn't do because many people are going month to month, sometimes day by day. We see this often. This can be a lifeline for people as well. So that $500 is essentially what you're earning per month is actually that in the bank. So if we put a
And
handbrake on it and go, you say, you know what, Phil, yeah,
yeah, and
go ahead.
what we said before, you could be doing this in a year or in 2 years or in 3 years, but I don't think I could save $200,000 in 3 years or five. I don't
Correct.
think so, right?
Yeah.
So it's what
Yeah.
is the amount of
Yeah.
work you put in. You could do it very quickly, or it could take you a little bit longer. And it depends on your own
Yeah.
personal interest, right? But yeah, it's very eye-opening.
Yeah. The more effort you put into anything, the more you're going to get out of it at the end. I mean, if you want to go to gym and be consistent and lift weights and do something extra, you're going to build muscle and get bigger. That's the effort, time and effort and consistency. And remember we spoke about royalty income with what was it? Songwriting and what have you, and writing a book. And essentially that's royalty income. But when that person passes away, that those royalties in terms of the songwriting royalties get given to them about 50 to 70 years after they pass away. I call this generational royalty income. Reason why I say this, if I have my business, I'm running it, so you and everybody else listening here who's coming and want to be a distributor and a distributor already, they can actually will their business to their kids. If their kids like it, they just keep going, they earn income, and they can have kids and they can pass it on to the kids, and so on and so on and so on. So it goes not from one person where if I had a McDonald's franchise and I passed away, my kids don't want to do that business because they don't like it. Not your kids may not want to be dog trainers. They go, oh, thanks for the business, mom. I love it, but I'm selling it. I'm out. Yeah. Where here, they can do the same thing, or they just keep the wheels turning. So this goes from layer to layer to layer to layer. So it's generational. So it's huge deal.
And a lot of times, if you own a business, because for example, in my business, I'm the head dog trainer. If they may be able to sell my business, but I'm essentially the business, right? So the same thing with a doctor or a dentist, yeah. Like you are the person that your clients come to, right? So just the fact that it's going to be sold doesn't necessarily guarantee that it's going to be it's going to produce the same income, because a lot of us have businesses where we're like solopreneurs, like when, we are it. And then when we can't work or when we stop working, like business is pretty much shot. So that's another point.
Yeah. And 100% right, because you are the business. So when you're not there, the business stops. And this is what I love about this year. It's like we always talk about, I'd rather earn 1% from 100 people than 100% from one person. Mm-hmm. Because if there's 100 people and 10 don't come to work that day or don't do anything, don't worry, there's other 90 that are working. So here you can still be in the business, but not working, but it's working for you. So that's kind of cool as well. And I do remember I had one client of mine recently had built a really big business and was wanting to retire. And the whole thing that's been happening with these cars nearly 2 years with the epidemic and what have you. And her business went from $5 million right down to virtually nothing. That was her retirement. She'd been building this for many years. It's gone. She's got nothing. So now she's going, what do I do now? Here, you got to basically, I would say nearly, a risk-free business, technically. You're not depending on one person to be issued. So it's a big deal.
It's the minimal investment. It's the training is free because we do the training for free. But also, I think that we're in a very good position. We were talking the other day that they were mentioning the 12 new disruptive technologies that are coming. And disruptive means that it's going to replace totally like outdated, similar to what happened with the phone, right? The rotary phones are like gone and they were totally replaced by this new cell phone technology. And number 7 was genomics. So in our field of nutrigenomics, we are in a position, and it was then they had another chart where they were showing percentage of what it's going to represent in the global economy, and it was more than gas and oil and some new things that are coming up the pipeline. Yeah, I took I'm going to make a little graph of it, but it was very, very interesting. And I think with everything that's been happening, that we all thought, oh, this is a thing, it's coming and it's going to go away, but apparently it's like here to stay forever. So I think people have this new focus on staying healthy, how important it is to look at your health, and what we have here in LifeVantage is just incredible for that. So, well, I don't know if you want to add anything else, Phil, but this was like totally eye-opening. I guess we could multiply this, right? If you wanted 1,000, it would be equivalent to having 400,000 in the bank. And if you wanted 2,000, it would be like having 800,000. And especially, for people that may be finding themselves out of the economy, in their later years, where it's not possible for you to go back to school and study to do a new profession or something like that. When you want something that you can start right away, and like you said, start earning right away. To me, this for us, this was a godsend for our retirement, because we virtually had no retirement. So that's the way how I look at it. So you have made me very happy with these figures.
I love numbers, and numbers are awesome, because it tells you all what effort you're putting in, how you're helping people as well. And the last slide that I want to mention here is how many years will it take you to save $200,000? That's a real eye-opener. It's a huge eye-opener. So $200,000 actually equals $500 a month. So I mean, if you want to take you 1 year to do that, that means you've got to save about just short of $20,000 a month. If you want to take 10 years, you've got to save $2,000 a month. Nobody can do that. So that if we just take it and condense this effort into a short space of time, even if it takes you 3 years and you're earning 5,000, yeah. So, and it's, again, these are numbers that people can, again, whatever effort you put in is what you're going to get out. But what's cool about this is not just you doing this. As you build your team, you look for people that get excited like you. They go, oh, I love this vision, nutrigenomics, and you one of the big disruptors in the industry. Just like when the music industry, we all went from going to live concerts and CDs, what have you, they came to MP3. So everyone could download their stuff now. So they had to pivot. So here, if people are in the wellness game, if you're doing something already in the wellness game, this year it's going to force you to pivot. And I believe this is the next best step. So it's kind of cool. I could talk forever, but I love this, because the numbers are awesome. And it's been great actually inviting me back again and sharing some cool information. So next one, I think we'll do nutrigenomics, because I think that's a real big eye opener. So thanks, Lydia.
Yes, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Phil. And thanks for everyone watching, and hope this has been eye-opening for everyone.